Gives herself some room, hits it straight. That won't be stopped, all the way for 4. Not the most conventional cricket shot, but powered it through. Just gets on top of this one. That's through point. Save your legs, that's 4. Yeah. That's out, taken. Mid-wicket, brilliant catch. Got most of that as well and taken beautifully.
Down, Sophie.
Perry uses her feet. It's going to take some stopping from Capsy long on, who won't get there. That's a 4. Driven up-ish. Gets through and will go for 4. Deandra Drotton thought she was in with a little bit of a chance there, but finds the edge, and more bad news for Millie Illingworth. That's a great ball, but it's gone for 4 as well.
It's lovely hands here from Elise Perry to leg stump line.
Oh. It's a big chance. It's given. That is gone. Some very swift work from Nicole Fulton behind the stumps.
Because literally that she bowled into a middle stump and it actually gripped. You can see that Healy tries to slide her back leg, so groin, adductor.
In again, up in the air, there is no fielder back there, and that will carry all the way. That's a maximum. Well struck, Ash Gardner. Goes for the lap again, gets most of that one. And fine leg is quite square, so that will run away for 4.
She tried it once, probably went a little bit too far, did Elise Perry.
Dotton into the attack, and that is a beautiful shot. Just stood and delivered, Elise Perry, and that's gone for a boundary.
Yeah, that's a warm-up delivery.
In a matter of days. And then into finals
Confusion,
as well.
Run out on at the keeper's end, that is out. Going to go upstairs, but from here, Ash Gardner looked very short, and that is another potential run out involving Elise Perry. Goes reverse. Beats the fielder who's inside the ring. It's going to take some stopping. It won't be stopped. Boundary to Elise Perry. Comes down in the air, taken by Dotton. Comes down here, Perry hits that to the vacant region. And that will get there this time. Well struck, Elise Perry. Comes down the wicket here, Perry. Capsy's not going. Perry comes down, and that will be her half century. Pushing back for a second. Important knock this from Elise Perry. Takes this one and goes straight down the throat of Millie Illingworth.
Outstanding in T20 cricket.
This one's straight up in the air. Fielder coming under it. Taken. In the air. That is out as well. Well, we'll just keep tallying them up. That's 19 now. Helped around the corner. That'll go for a boundary, a much-needed boundary. That will go all the way. That is struck beautifully from Elise Perry. This one's in the air. Settling under it and taken. Just seeing to what the bowler's seeing too. Comes down, lofted, no one is out there. And that will be a very important boundary for Kiva Bray and the Sydney Sixers.
It reminds me of Kiva Bray's debut game against the Renegades.
Straight back to her, and that is out. The double grabber, but she got her. Another wicket. Comes at her. It's going to beat the infield. Davina Perrin is in hot pursuit. No one's gone with her, though. So they'll get back for at least a third. So she's cut off the one run with that effort. And that is the end of the Sydney Sixers innings. And Brown to Fulton, that one is given out.
Well, Louise Broadfoot, the umpire, she heard the noise, the Sixers heard the noise and was given out. Didn't need to go up to DRS, unlike the Melbourne Renegades, who missed out in an opportunity. At that stage, it was Nick Fulton that didn't hear anything. Unfortunately, she's just got a feather. Shorter delivery, something that we've seen a lot of. And
in the air, this is a big chance. And it's taken. Another wicket falls. Sophie Molyneux comes and goes pretty quickly.
Well, they might not have had enough runs on the board, the Sixers, but I tell you what, they've shown up with ball in hand during this power play. 2 for Maitland Brown.
That is a beautiful shot to get off the mark. Hands straight through the line of it, and that'll go for a boundary.
Catch it! In!
Goes, it's in the air. That is out.
Oh!
Big chance. Just gets the under edge, and we'll be lucky enough for that to run away for 4, but floats that one up, and Perrin quick onto it. The most convincing shot we've seen from her this innings. That was beautifully played. Gets that one as well. Helped on its way. Another boundary. Back-to-back boundaries here for Davina Perrin.
We're just starting to see her settle into these Australian conditions, aren't we, Lise?
Catch that.
Gives herself room, but caught. That is a brilliant catch. Well anticipated. And that is the end of Davina Perrin, who was looking fairly comfortable at the crease. She's got to go.
Just when you thought she was finding some tempo to go through her gears, Davina Perrin, this one hung outside the off stump. And Amelia Kerr, despite the significant spin on that ball as it shaped away from her.
everyone.
Comes down the wicket. That is going to take some catching. It does plug, though, so it just trickles over the boundary.
Talk about tantalising Amelia Kerr out there. Hitters.
Speaking of big hitters, giving herself some room and just worked that beautifully over the covers. Courtney Webb picks up a boundary. Doesn't quite get all of that one, but places it beautifully. And another boundary for Courtney Webb.
Lovely contrasting.
But first we're looking at the result here, and that is a beautifully struck boundary from Georgia Wareham. How's the placement on that?
Yeah, we're even over mid-off.
Comes down, gets a lot of this one. That is 6, that's a maximum.
They are nailing this power surge. The Renegades didn't have a lot of momentum coming into it. They'd been quite conservative.
Lofted, no one out there. Save your legs, that's 4.
Great stuff here.
Georgia Wareham's turn this time, gives herself some room. No fielder back on the offside. Beautifully struck.
Save your legs.
That is 4. That's also in the gap, and that will run away as well. They are really taking charge here now, the Melbourne Renegades. Big difference. Again, gives herself room, again to the vacant area over cover. And another boundary from this over. Get in and have a bat. That is bludgeoned straight back past the bowler. And that will do it. That has gone all the way. What a way to win the match. A huge 6 from Georgia Wareham. A massive partnership between these two. And the Renegades get the job done to keep their season alive.